Well, I'm going to see if I can do this decently. I'm under the bridge here up by High C on the lovely Snake River. It's kind of a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful place to be. I've got my iPod camera, my iPod touch camera. So whatever I record has to be recorded live. There's no editing of this, so you'll have to forgive the amateurness of this video. It's just a small camera. I'm going to discuss a little bit more about Albert Pike in his Morals and Dogma. I love coming out in nature and sharing the ideas, but there's the beautiful High C Hills. Nice place to camp. It's a lovely spot. Hopefully there won't be too much traffic over this bridge. It's going to be really loud otherwise. We'll see if I can set my camera up to where I can get a good view and a good video. Probably better to watch the wild area than see me anyway. Let me see if I can set this up. Albert Pike has so many profound and delightful ideas in his book, Morals and Dogma. It's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive teachings. Oh, that doesn't give much of a good background at all, does it? Right under the bridge. Oh, shoot. I'm going to have to trip all over the snow here. Well, that's a beautiful spot. Maybe I can just video the gorgeous scenery, and this is the only dry spot in the place. It's still the dead of winter in February. See if I can get a better spot here. Possibly. None of the rocks are straight. Oh well. See if I can do this. Nope. I dropped myself. I may not be able to do this. Gosh, I hope the water doesn't goof me up. Anyway, boy, this is rookie hour, isn't it? Beautiful day today. Beautiful day today. Let's see if I can find a spot to put this up and you can have a decent background. Well, that's not bad there, is it? That's not bad there. 3 minutes of fiddling around and wasting your time. Sorry about that. I know that's one of the complaints about a lot of my videos is I waste too much time and they want me to get right to the point. Well, alright, the point is Albert Pike has some phenomenal information in his Morals and Dogma. So continuing on to part 10, I'm on page 15 in his magnificent text. He says something real interesting that I thought was extremely interesting. Now, I've read this before. It just never dawned on me what he was saying and what he meant. And yet it's very important. He noticed that in the east of the lodge, over the master, enclosed in a triangle, is the Hebrew letter Yod. Now this is interesting because our lodges have the English letter G. It's substituted for the Yod as the initial of the word God, Yahweh, the Yod. So that's interesting. One possible reason why we have the G in our lodge instead of just the Yod or any other English letter. And of course, with as little reason as if the letter D for the initial of Dieu were used in the French lodges instead of the proper letter. Yod is in the Kabbalah. Now, Pike was a big Kabbalist. He loved studying the Kabbalah. So do I. It's a fantastic system of philosophy from our Jewish brothers. It says in the Kabbalah, Yod is the symbol of unity. What he doesn't say is many of the rabbis have taught that from the initial Yod, which is basically just a little, almost like a comma, from this Yod, all of the rest of the Hebrew alphabet was derived. All of the letters have their origin in Yod. They all tie into this. This is the primordial point, so to speak. This is the beginning of all manifest creation, all of this beauty that I'm in and around right now that you see. It is the symbol of unity of the supreme deity, he says, the first letter of the holy name, and also a symbol of the great Kabbalistic triads. And as I show you the Kabbalah tree of life and the various Sephiroth, the circles, there are 10 of them with all the paths, the 32 paths connected between each one of those 10 spheres in a very interesting tree-like shape. There's some fantastic philosophy, some understandings of the fundamental nature of reality and truth that's based on that Kabbalah tree of life. It's quite beautifully done. That Freemasonry utilizes that symbolism is a huge encouragement to us, and I will be doing much work on the Kabbalah now that I'm a Scottish Rite Freemason, because we do utilize the Kabbalah in our Scottish Rite as well. I will be utilizing some of that material. The Yod is the letter G. Now that's fascinating to me. To understand its mystic meaning, you must open up the pages of the Zohar, which I do happen to have, and he is correct, and I will be expounding on the Zohar extensively to you in these videos as time goes by. He says, and the Sefer Zenutha. I believe he means the Sefer Yetzirah. There might be another book called the Sefer Zenutha, of which I'm unfamiliar with, but I do have the Zohar, 23-volume Aramaic English text, and then another one by Daniel Matt. And I have the Sefer Yetzirah and the Bahir, 3 of the most important foundation texts for the Kabbalah. Basically the Jewish commentary of the Old Testament. Very interesting materials. It must suffice to say that the Yod represents the creative energy of the deity. It's represented as a point, and that point is in the center of a circle of immensity, infinity. So the point within a circle. Now in the lodges we are taught that the point within that circle can represent each individual brother, and it can do so. This is true. It is also a very ancient symbol for deity, which is also true. So it ties us in once again. The symbolism of the geometry, the point within a circle, ties in heaven and earth, as well as us personally, the human with the divine. So there's great geometric, mathematical, and spiritual significance to these symbols as we contemplate them, and as they are surrounding us in our lodge and in our lives. So it is the symbol of that unmanifested deity, the Absolute, which has no name, according to Pike. Now, the French put this Yod in the middle of a blazing star, and in the old French lectures, our ancient English brethren said, the blazing star, or glory in the center, refers us to that grand luminary, the sun. So, again, we have the cosmological implications of the symbols of Freemasonry. And the sun is in the center, which enlightens the earth and by its genial influence dispenses blessings to mankind. Right now, it's just cosmetic sunshine. It's about 25 degrees out here, and it's colder than I'll get out. I can feel it in my fingers. The blazing star, or glory, in the center refers to the sun. It is an emblem of prudence. Now, that's interesting, isn't it? The word prudentia means, in its original and fullest signification, prudence means foresight. And that's very important, isn't it? Foresight. Accordingly, the blazing star has been regarded as an emblem of omniscience, or the all-seeing eye. Isn't that a beautiful tie-in? That's awesome. Which to the Egyptian initiates was the emblem of Osiris, the creator. With the Yod in the center, it has the Kabbalistic meaning of the divine energy manifested as light, creating the universe. That's beautiful stuff, isn't it? All right, I'm about at my 10 minutes. I got to stop this before it gets too big. I'll see you in the next video.